Hi guys, I hope you're doing well. I know it's been a while since I've been on here, but we just had a couple of last days of break, and with school starting and everything, I just wanted to soak everything in and just really be in the moment. And honestly, there wasn't really anything to vlog or whatever, because I'm not the type of person that is going to vlog in a situation where I would have to ask others hey, is it okay if I vlog? Because that's just awkward, and a lot of times it's just not something that they would want to share anyways. And so, but the last few days have been good. I'll give you a quick update. Just some good time with the kids and Dan, and yesterday we had a teacher day before the students came, but it was more like a teacher wellness self-care day, which was awesome. We had people come in and do pedicures and manicures and massages, and some of the guys went out on a driving range, and there was archery and just art and reading books and socializing and just a good relaxing time with masks and social distancing and all that. And honestly, there's not that many of us, especially that are more full-time focused. So, but it was great. It was great to feel loved and appreciated and cared for. As much as I know the retreats and services and things have their place, I just think that this was one of the best ideas of something that's ever been done, because a lot of times when something is chosen, it's oh, that benefits this person or that benefits that person. There was enough choices that we all felt yay, I get to choose and do something that I personally want to do myself. And so that was really good and really encouraging. So today I wanted to get on here and go down memory lane a little bit, because tomorrow will be a crazy busy day, and I want to go down memory lane tomorrow a little bit as well, but I also just want to be in the moment and capture the fun of the day. So tomorrow is a big day in the bar house because Thomas turns 5. 5, guys, one whole hand. 5. I can't believe it. And so I'm just reminiscing and going through this time 5 years ago. I was in a hospital by this point. So I had second semester, the year Thomas was born, I went down to saying, okay, I will go in and help in a classroom 1 hour a day, because I knew I was going to have doctor appointments and other things and just stuff. And so I had taken my schedule down to something I could very well manage. And the week started with an in-service. So Dan went to that in-service. I did not. I actually went shoe shopping because my feet were so swollen by that point that I couldn't wear the shoes that I had. So I needed to find more comfortable shoes, and I ended up buying Crocs, or knockoff Crocs, I guess, from the department store, and they were blue and yellow because it's all I could find. And in hindsight, I probably should have just spent the money and actually went to the actual Crocs store, but that's okay. And then just a couple, maybe 1 or 2 days after that, I had another doctor's appointment, and I go in for the doctor's appointment, and the doctor does an ultrasound and everything, and She says, everything looks good. Why don't you go ahead and eat something and then head to the hospital for some tests and monitoring just to see where you're at. And so this was on January 12th, and today is January 12th. This was January 12th, 2016, and I went into the hospital for monitoring and testing and never left. They sat there and said, this test will only take a half hour, and come to find out, back when I was at the doctor's office, she did a test too, just to see how I was measuring and things. And in the midst of that, what she did actually ended up starting the process of labor. And so by the time I left the doctor's office, we went and ate Indian food. That was the last meal I ate before entering the hospital, which is kind of cool, just to remember that. And then after that, went into the hospital, was told that this test or whatever that they were doing would only take a half hour. And so I was in the women's health area, and because of that, they wouldn't let Dan go back with me, which was nerve-wracking. And so I went in this room, thinking, okay, it's only going to take a half hour. And I ended up being left there for almost an hour to an hour and a half. And I was scared. I had never had a baby before. I was 25, 24. 2016. I would have been 25. I was 25. I didn't know what was going on, and then they come in and check on me, and they're like, how you doing? And I was like, I think something's going on. I feel, different. And they check me, and they're like, yeah, your water is broke. You're gonna have a baby. And so at that point, I just started crying. I was like, what? My Thomas's due date was February 1st, guys. February 1st, and it's January 13th. And I was like, what? I can't. And so I'm crying, and they're trying to get me to calm down, and they're like, what would make you feel better? What do you want? And I was like, I just want my husband. And I was, he wasn't in the room. I was by myself, and I was just like, I need my husband. We're in this together. We're doing this together. I really need my husband. And so they finally let him come in, and he's like, at this point, he didn't know what was going on. And he's like, so what's going on? And I was like, I think my water is broke, and I can't leave. Thomas is coming. He's going to be born. And he's like, oh. And so we worked it out, where they got me in the hospital room and got me all situated, and Dan got a hold of the head of school's wife at the time. She was a nurse, and she came and stayed with me so that Dan could run home and grab our hospital bags and everything. I had everything packed, and everything was right by the door. But I was just, going from a regular doctor appointment to supper to just getting monitored. I wasn't thinking, I need to grab the hospital bags, and we're doing this all on a motorcycle. And so that probably kicked things into gear too. Now you think about it, you're about to have a baby. You probably shouldn't be running around on a motorcycle. But we did. And with a clarification, though, it was going 18 miles per hour. We're in the city. The speed limit here is 30 kph. So it's super, super slow. So, anyways. But where was I? Okay, so I was in the hospital waiting with this nurse, which she was such a godsend, like almost like a mother figure. She knew what she was talking about. She knew what she was doing. And here in Asia in general, not just in the Philippines, they require you or ask you to have a watcher or somebody with you. And I'm just so grateful for that, because one, it just makes sure that you don't have a doctor or a nurse come in and do, whatever. So like if I was at a point where I couldn't like communicate with the doctor, or having somebody else in there to be an advocate and a voice and that kind of thing. So that was important, and I respected her, and I was just I was so grateful that it worked out for her to be there, because I think originally for when Thomas was to be born, she was going to be gone on a trip. So since he came early, she was around, so that was a blessing. So Dan ran and got the bags and came back, and so she spent the night with us, because at this point, it was evening into night. She talked them out of like giving me medication to speed things up, right away. She's like, let's see what Brittany's gonna do, physically herself, and see what her body's gonna do before we rush into things. And unfortunately, though, my body was not ready to progress. And part of that might be because my water didn't break naturally, and Thomas was on the smaller end of when he was born. Not preemie, but he wasn't like huge either. So I slept all that night on the 12th, and we get to the next day, and they're like, okay, you still haven't made progress, and so we need to start speeding things up. So they gave me medicine to work on things, and I waited pretty much all day, and my body didn't do anything. So then they came in, I want to say around like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the evening, and they're like, nothing's happened, so we're going to have to do a C-section. I was like, okay, when? How long do I have to prepare myself for this? And they're like, you have a half hour. And I was like, a half hour? But, now you guys are probably going to find this funny. I have had all kinds of surgeries. I've had, surgery on my head, surgery on my foot, surgery on my eyes, surgery on my stomach, like all these different types of surgeries. But this was the first surgery that I was going to have without my mom around, without my dad around. So it was scary. This was the first surgery that Dan and I were going to face without family around. And so I was like, yikes. And then, on top of that, here you have to pay for, or at least a down payment. You have to pay some amount of money before like surgeries and things could be done. So they're prepping me for surgery and taking me in, and Dan has to go down and pay for stuff, and I'm like, just don't cut me open, just don't start until he is around. So fortunately it all worked out. He was able to run down and pay stuff and come back up, and then they took me in, and I had a C-section. No complications from it, which is such a great blessing, because I also have, a shunt and tubing and things, so where they cut was also fairly close to that area. But yeah, Thomas came into the world on January 13th, 2016 at 8 p.m. Philippines time. So that would be 7 a.m. Indiana time. So, don't remember. I should remember this. I don't remember how much he weighed, and I don't remember how long he was. I want to say he was 20 something inches, and weight was originally in kilograms, so then we had to ask what it was in pounds. So I remember that much. And there was some adventures and things in the hospital after he was born, but I just remember, all the different people that were so good to me and Dan, and so loving. They would bring us McDonald's, and we're just there and an encouragement. There was missionaries that stopped by and helped me try to breastfeed, and just were there for us and loved on us and cared for us, which was really special, because I know it was hard on my mom and my grandma for the fact that they weren't able to be here right when he was born because he came early. And so I remember, feeling for my mom and calling her and being like, Thomas is coming, he's coming now. And then mom's like, wait a minute, so if he's coming, then I need to switch my flights and, figure all this stuff out. And, but it all worked out. They came a week later, and that in itself was a blessing, because it gave Dan and I some time to figure things out with taking care of Thomas and kind of get in a little bit of a routine ourselves. And then I also realized as time went on, different things that would be helpful to have around to help take care of Thomas that we didn't have. And so my mom and grandma were able to get those things. And so, but yeah, so that is the crazy and a little bit wild story of bringing Thomas into the world 5 years ago. Can't believe that he is 5 years old. And tomorrow is the big day of celebration. There will be pizza and cake and ice cream and a bicycle and other gifts that I don't remember. So yeah, stay tuned, and we'll see you tomorrow and celebrate Thomas the Tornado turning 5. Bye, guys. God bless. I want to take a moment and say thank you to all those people that were there for us 5 years ago. Whether you brought us French fries, something we left at home, or if you sat with us and were just there as an encouragement, or if you came after Thomas was born and encouraged us and just helped us through difficulties and challenges, and it just meant so much to us. Thank you for being a part of our lives during a time that was both joyous and challenging, and showing Thomas from a very early age what it means to love each other and be a great community. We are so thankful for you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.